Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out of me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I usually upload 2 videos a week, sometimes more. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Bumblebee Movie Soundwave with Boombox, and I love this toy. Released in September of 2018, he is still available on store shelves as of the time of this recording. He retails for approximately $50 and he's a Target exclusive. And this is a slight retool / remold and also a little bit of a repaint from the Titans Return Leader Class Soundwave. So very, very cool. Before we get into the figure itself, let's check out the packaging because the packaging is really, really cool. Again, this is a Target exclusive. You're only going to find this at Target, and he is still in stores right now as I am recording this. I just picked this guy up a couple of weeks ago myself. So yeah, he comes packaged in his boombox mode, and you can actually see him here in the package. In that mode, he's got the handle actually sticks out, so you can actually pick him up. He looks kind of like a boombox would have looked on the shelves back in the 80s, which is very, very cool and very 80s style, though, just the colors and the graphics and the design of the package itself. Very, very cool. Go around to the sides, you got Bumblebee there, playing a yield sign as if it was a guitar. Okay, I think you got the same thing. No, the other side is just speakers. And then around the back, you got some product shots showing you Soundwave in his boombox mode, his robot mode, Doombox, the little headmaster there, and then his little city or base mode right there with a little bit of a bio right there if you want to take a look at that. So there it is. That's the packaging for Soundwave. Now getting into the boombox itself. Again, very, very cool. I absolutely love the way this boombox looks. I passed on the original Titans Return offering of this figure, but this one just looked so good that I just had to get it. I just really love the way this looks. I actually had radios that looked like this back in the day. So the some of the remold retool that they've done here is mostly here in the front. They've actually molded in a new looking speakers right here. They actually look like speakers, and it looks more like it would have looked back in the 80s. And you actually have some tuner, like a dial tuner right here. You can actually see AM and FM and all the numbers, just like you would have seen in a little radio back in the 80s. That's exactly what they look like. A little equalizer over here on the left side. And you've got all the little details that you would see in small boom boxes back in the day. And of course, you've got your tape buttons. So you got your forward, your back, your play, your stop, and your record right there. Not exactly the way they would have, well, not in any boombox that I ever saw where they ever placed like that. But for the most part, yeah, that looks right. And then going all the way around the back, you got the little handle right there, which is really, really cool. And then going all the way around the back. Now, this is not in the instructions on how to store the weapons, but it's pretty obvious that really is the only place you can store them when he's in boombox mode. So there you go. You got that little nub right there for the shoulder piece, and then that hole right there for the gun piece. There's really nowhere else to put them. So that's where I've been putting them. I think that's official, even though it's not in the instructions. But then on the back here, you've got all your little plugs where they should be, so you can see the little battery covers right here, and then there's a power port right there that looks like where you would put in a cord right there, and it's even got the little plugs on the inside there, little middle plugs, a little on-off button right there, and then you've got over here, you've got they're even marked. You can see the marking right there for the headphones, so that's your headphone jack, and then somehow there's a USB port in this as well, even though this is supposed to be a little radio from the 80s, but there you go. Very, very cool. Love that boombox mode. And again, just real quick so you can see the weapons. There's this handgun, and there is his shoulder piece. We're going to take a look at those more in depth in his other modes. Nothing we can do with them here in the boombox mode. Now, we can hit the eject button right there, and unfortunately, we don't have tapes in this guy. We have these data recorders or whatever these things are meant to be, which have your little play and pause button there, very similar to what iPods would have looked like. But that's about as far as the similarity goes. Everything else, it just doesn't look like anything really. So, and there's a little Doombox down there. So we can just unplug him, pull him out, and take a look at him. Now, Doombox here is about 1.5 inches. He's kind of small. Let's get him zoomed in. And he just looks like a tiny little Soundwave, which I think is really, really cool. This guy's also repainted. I do like the Titans version of this a little better because he's got more blue on him. He looks more like a little G1, tiny little G1 Soundwave. I mean, you can see all the molding in him, but it's mostly gray. But there you go. And as far as articulation, he can move his arms forward and backwards. He can sit, and he can bend at the knee. And speaking of which, you can take that and take this piece here. And before he was plugged in the back here, now we're going to plug him into the front here. And we're just going to sit him down right there. Oh, yeah, and his head seems to be on a little tiny ball joint. He can actually move his head side to side, and he's got a little bit of a tilt there. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to sit him in right there, and then we're going to take the gun and plug that in right there. And there you go. You've got yourself some sort of a little, I don't know if this is like a little hover vehicle or tank or assault or scout vehicle. I don't know. It's whatever you want this to be. That's what this is. It would have been nice if they would have found a way to put this on here as well. That would have been neat. Wish I would have done that. But there you go. Little boombox or Doombox rather in his little assault scout / vehicle there. All right, real quick, moving on. Let's look at the base mode real quick. To do that, we're going to take these front panels and just pop them forward, just like so. And then we're going to take these ramps and move them off to the side and open these up like that. We're going to take the arms, unpeg them from the back, rotate them 180 degrees, and then move them up. And then I take those back about 3 clicks, reach in here and get these guns out. So same thing on this side, all the way up, 3 clicks. This guy tends to be a little harder to get out. There it is. Move him back just a little bit. Then we're going to pop open his little chest piece there. And there's a couple of pieces here that are going to pop out. So there's that little reticle there. And then there's another one right on the back there. Reach in there and get that one up. There you go. All right, so now we're going to bring in all of the other stuff. We're going to bring in the weapon. There is a little port right inside there where the weapon is going to plug into. Very carefully because that is clear plastic. So this is actually very scary to me, but that's where that's going to go. Oh, the little feet part here, these are going to actually swivel outwards. And then the top piece here is going to swivel up as well. And that's going to have some, looks like computer equipment or some sort of monitoring equipment there. Same thing on this side. That looks like little speakers there. The shoulder piece is going to plug into this peg right here on the inside of this leg. And then finally, you can actually leave Doombox right there. And then this whole thing is going to clip to the top of the handle right there. And there you go. There is Soundwave's battle station mode, which is really, really cool. I like this a lot. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies. If you have a lot of these little Titan Returns figures, they can stand all over the place. There's these little pegs everywhere. There's 2 up here, 2 up here, 2 more here. On the back side here, there's little pegs down here on the bottom, in the front, and the sides. So you can take these little figures, if you have, again, if you have several of them, and not knock your figures over, like I'm doing. Play with them correctly. And yeah, you can stand these guys all over the place. You see there's little pegs right here. So you can stand them there. There's another one down here. They're literally, they're like all over the place. It seems like every time I look at this guy, I find new pegs. So yeah, he's kind of getting lost because there's a lot of blue and gray on blue and gray. But you see where I'm going with this. You can just take this guy and just populate him full of these little Titan figures. So that's pretty cool. Like this a lot. There's a lot of playability in this. Very, very fun feature for this guy. I never thought Soundwave would make a cool battle station, but he sure does. That is really, really neat. So now let's take him out of here again. We'll remove this piece that I just spent so much time trying to clip on properly. And remove Doombox. We'll set him off to the side. We'll take the weapons. And we'll set them off to the side. And we'll just start folding everything back up the way it was. So fold that and that. Close this up. Fold these. Straighten those out. And I might as well leave those where they are. Take these. Fold them up inside there. And this is and take these and fold them up. And we're kind of halfway between Boombox and robot mode where we are right now. So we're going to go ahead and move these out of the way so that you can move the legs around. Bring these down. And then what this is going to do, this is clipped in right here. You're going to unclip it and it's going to swivel out. And then it's going to, you can see where that tabbed right there. Now it's going to tab on the other side right there. Bring this leg down all the way, straighten that out. And then you can bring this up. This is going to tab in here. Just like so. And then when you bring these down, there's tabs here and here that are going to slot into these slots right here. So you slot that right in there. Straighten out the leg, reach down here and pull out his toe. If it lets me. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to untab the leg, bring it up, unpeg the whole ramp piece, because why not? Fold that back up, bring the foot down. These toes are giving me trouble today. There we go. Bring that down, fold the leg up. That's going to plug in. That's going to plug in and straighten out the leg. And then we can bring these down. Move the camera up because this guy gets huge. Let's back him up as far as we can. All right, so the arms are just going to come down. And then if you reach right in here are the fists, so we can just pull those out right there and push that back. So there's Soundwave in robot mode, and of course something very important is missing, because Soundwave is now also a headmaster, which is really neat. So we're going to take a little Doombox here, we're going to fold them over, and that's going to form the head, which is going to plug in right here. It's a very tight fit. It's kind of scary. Every time I'm trying to push that thing in there, it almost feels like I'm going to break it. It's so tight. All right, so that's a tiny little head. We're going to reach back here, open this little piece up, and then the rest of the head or helmet is going to come up and over right there. So we can close this up. And now we're just going to give him his weapons to finish off. Shoulder cannon is going to peg in right on the top of his shoulder, of course. Get that nice and straightened out. And then, of course, we're going to give him his gun. And there is Bumblebee Movie Soundwave / Titans Return Leader Class Soundwave in robot mode. And he looks amazing. Here in robot mode, Soundwave is approximately 9 inches tall, so he's very big. Of course, leader class. Once again, here he is with a current Voyager class Siege Optimus Prime, so you can see the size difference. Quite bigger than the Voyager one. Really, really nice size figure. This just looks so nice, and it looks so G1-y, and I just absolutely love the way this guy looks. So for articulation, he can move his head side to side. The shoulders can go all the way around. He can move his arms in and out. He can bend at the bicep, and he can bend 90 at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist because of the way it came out. The hips can go forwards, backwards, and outwards. He does have a rotation at the thigh. He's got a bend at the knee. Bring those down. And then, of course, his ankles can have that tilt right there. Very, very cool figure. And, of course, we can take this and just put that right back in there. So, yeah, really, really neat figure. The only minor complaints I have about this repaint here are in robot mode. So, again, the Boombox mode, I prefer the way that this Boombox looks over the Titans Return. Obviously, I passed on the Titans Return. It just really did nothing for me. And when I saw this one, I just had to get it because I mean, growing up in the 80s, I had boomboxes that looked like that. Literally, they were that size too. That's kind of sad. He looks like an 80s boombox. I love it. I had to have it. I can put it on my desk, and it looks like one of those I had back in the day. So, absolutely prefer the boombox mode on this one over the Titans Return. However, as far as the robot mode goes, No complaints with either of the robot modes, but as far as paint goes, little Doombox Headmaster guy, again, I wish he would have been a little more blue like he is in the Titans Return version. And then here in the combined or completed robot mode, just minor gripes. I would have preferred to have blue fists, and again, the Titans Return version does have blue fists. And then the sides of the helmet here, you'll notice, these have black on them. Where the other one is silver, and again, it just looks more G1 like that. So I do prefer that look over this one. But then again, there's a little other details, like for example, the little missiles are painted on this one, which really makes it pop, gives it a nice little detail there. I like the decoration on the shoulders. Overall, I just like this figure a lot better. Very, very neat. I am very, very pleased with this figure. If you find this one and you passed up on Titans Return, pick this one up. It's totally worth it. Absolutely cool figure. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Bumblebee Movie Leader Class Soundwave with Little Bitty Doombox. What did you think of this figure? Let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. If you feel like it, please hit that donate button. I sure do appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.